Right now at 6, historic March heat. Our first alert weather team tracking extreme temperatures in your neighborhood. More on the records that were broken today.
Plus, a freezer malfunction ruins days' worth of food for vulnerable neighbors. We're live with the Meals on Wheels emergency and easy ways you can help.
Today, I was not happy with the price. I mean, I guess they stayed under $5 for as long as they could.
And it's certainly pain at the pump, but we're helping you fill up for less out there. We're live with the best deals for your money.
NBC4 News at 6 starts with breaking news.
And so we begin at 6 tonight with the weather. And even at this hour, there is still very little relief from all the heat. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
I'm Jonathan Gonzalez in for Michael. It's only going to get hotter this week. This is really just the beginning. We're already seeing record temperatures. We want to take a live look outside right now. Downtown LA, temperatures reached 98 degrees here in March, though it was a little cooler at the shoreline, but not by much.
Our meteorologist, Melissa McGee, is here now with a look at all the heat alerts out there today and more coming our way.
Yeah, that's right. Colleen and Jonathan not moving anytime soon. We were talking about those records across our area today. Anaheim, 100 degrees, breaking the old record of 90 set back in 2010. Riverside, 101 today. Burbank, 99. And UCLA maxing out at 94 degrees. You see the asterisk close to Anaheim, Burbank, and UCLA. These were all-time record highs for the month of March. So the heat keeps on pumping in across much of our region. I want to show you the current numbers. Not much relief. Long Beach, you had a record of 98. You're down to 96. 88 in Santa Ana and Orange County, and Temecula coming in at 93 degrees. So the heat alerts stay up. In pink, we've got an extreme heat warning out across areas in LA and Ventura counties. The orange, that's an indication of a heat advisory out across areas for the Inland Empire as well as Orange County. We talked about this heat being dangerous because of the length of time. We've got numbers anywhere from 15 to almost 30 degrees above average. Let's talk about the weather headlines here. No relief. It stays hot right through your Friday. Temperatures well above where they should be for our winter season. Then eventually our spring season come Friday. So more records on the way tomorrow. And then as we head into our weekend, it's not as extreme, but these numbers still above where they should be for this time of year. We'll break it down, talk about the details coming up with your first alert forecast. Jonathan, back over to you.
Alyssa, thank you. There is an urgent request amid all this heat from Meals on Wheels. Today, many people from Marina Del Rey to Malibu did not receive the meals they were expecting. A broken freezer forced them to throw out hundreds of meals.
NBC4's Darsha Phillips live right now in Santa Monica with more on what happened and more on what they need. Darsha.
Yeah, Colleen and Jonathan, well, Meals on Wheels provides hot and frozen meals to people who are homebound. That includes veterans, the elderly, and people who live with disabilities. And according to the organization, they say it is already under a critical federal funding crunch, and losing meals was a huge setback. Yesterday, hundreds of meals set to be delivered today were lost after a freezer stopped working at the Meals on Wheels West facility in Santa Monica. Organizers had to toss the food that was stored in those freezers and then scrambled to come up with a plan to help feed those who depended on those deliveries.
So when we came into work on Monday, we were really surprised to see that our trusty freezers here had a malfunction. And while we store food in multiple freezers, we did lose about half of our frozen food for our clients yesterday. There's just under 200 meals that we lost for food that people were depending on today. And yeah, she's nice now.
Kaylee Hawkins says they were able to provide meals to most of the clients they needed to service today, but lost nearly $1,000 in meals because of the freezer failure. They are looking for donations, money, or even freezers. The freezers that malfunctioned are now working, but food is being stored in backup freezers just in case. And Kaylee says this setback really underscores the impact funding cuts have had on programs like Meals on Wheels. And if you are able to donate, she is asking you to go to their website, mealsonwheelswest.org. Reporting live from Santa Monica, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
All right, Darsha, thank you for that. And if you're going to be out and about today, tomorrow, or any day, you might want to check out our NBC LA app. We have our full forecast, a list of all the cooling centers, and other tips to help you get ready for this week.
We are following breaking news right now. This is in Long Beach. That is where a crashed big rig that caught fire is now being removed from the 710. Eliana Moreno overhead in News Chopper 4 with more on what happened here. Eliana.
Jonathan, and this crash happened a few hours ago here, right where the 710 freeway begins at the port of Long Beach, south of Anaheim. It was actually a crash between two big rigs, and one of them caught fire. So you can understand that this is going to be a cleanup that is going to take hours. Now, in the meantime, you're not able to get onto that northbound 710, so everyone is being forced onto Ocean Boulevard. Let me show you what that looks like. That's where we're going to see the delays here as you head eastbound on Ocean Boulevard. From there, take that up to Long Beach Boulevard and then make a left-hand turn on Anaheim Street. That'll allow you to rejoin the 710 freeway. Reporting from Long Beach in News Chopper 4, I'm Eliana Marino. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Eliana, thank you. In News for Your Money, we are continuing our series, Fill Up for Less. In LA County, the average price for a gallon of regular right now is $5.63. In Orange County, it's $5.60 and $5.51 in Riverside County. But we're here for you, so we want you to scan the QR code on your screen for tips to save on gas and to report prices in your neighborhood. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi is tracking prices for us today in the San Fernando Valley. She joins us live from Van Nuys with more. Camilla?
Hi, Colleen. The cheapest gas that we were able to find here today is at this Apollo Fuel off of Sepulveda and Burbank. The cash price for a regular gallon earlier today was at $5.13. It actually went up this afternoon to $5.23, but still below the current average for LA County, saving you here about 40 cents. We also checked in today with AAA on some of the additional ways that you can save right now on the road. The jump in gas prices leaving drivers here in the San Fernando Valley feeling the pinch.
I'm not happy about it.
I think it's pretty high. You know, it definitely hurts my pockets for sure.
AAA data shows that the current average for LA County increased by a cent today. It is now at $5.63. This gas station here in Sherman Oaks off of Van Nuys Boulevard by the 101 freeway was priced at $6.43 for a gallon of regular. Is this the highest you've seen it so far?
Yeah, it's the highest I've seen it for sure.
And about 2 miles away in Van Nuys, a difference of more than $1. Here at Apollo Fuel off of Sepulveda, the cash price for a gallon of regular was at $5.13 earlier today. This is the cheapest gas station that we have been able to find here in Van Nuys. And as a perk, the store manager tells me that they're offering a free coffee or soda when you pay credit at the pump.
The customers are very happy because now his gas price is very high. We are getting a lot of customers.
And I always take advantage and come to this gas station because it's always pretty cheap.
Some tips from AAA on how to save on fuel: carpool if you can, share a ride to work or school, and pay the cash price versus the credit.
Even carpooling just a few days a week can cut drivers' gas usage by up to 50%.
AAA also says to plan ahead as much as you can and to use a navigation app to find the most efficient route. And when finding a gas station,
if it's cheaper, definitely fill up your tank. What we are reminding drivers not to do is to wait until the last minute.
I mean, I guess they stayed under $5 for as long as they could. But here we are.
To learn more about how you can save and to find the cheapest gas in your neighborhood, make sure to look for the gas savings tab on our website, NBCLA.com. Live in Van Nuys, Camilla Rambaldi, NBC4 News.
Camilla, thank you. Rebecca Grossman will remain in prison after a California appeals court upheld her murder convictions today. The co-founder of the Grossman Burn Foundation is currently serving 15 years to life in prison for a crash that left two young brothers dead in Westlake Village. In 2024, the 62-year-old was convicted of second-degree murder and other charges in the deaths of 11-year-old Mark Iskander and his 8-year-old brother Jacob. The two were hit and killed by Grossman while crossing the street with their family back in 2020. Grossman appealed her case on 11 different grounds, the court rejecting each one. Today, we spoke with Mark and Jacob's mother, Nancy, about this decision.
I'm definitely saddened by the fact that Mrs. Grossman continues to be focused only on herself, right? So that appeal and everything in it showed me how she's insisting on not taking responsibility and that she's just trying to get out of it.
Grossman's attorney has responded to the decision, saying they respectfully disagree with it and that they intend to appeal to the California Supreme Court.
A former CHP officer and suspected DUI driver, both facing murder charges, made their first appearance in court today. Prosecutors say the former officer, Angelo Rodriguez, was driving over 130 miles an hour with No lights, no sirens when he slammed into a car full of friends driving on the 605. Then the car was hit again, this time by Iris Salomon, a suspected DUI driver. Attorneys want their bail of $8 million lowered. They will be back in court. It's 6:11. Let's take a look at some of the top stories in Southern California.
New allegations against the late labor activist Cesar Chavez.
I'm Amber Frias in Santa Ana. The United Farm Workers Union says it's canceling all celebrations in honor of its founder, Cesar Chavez, citing troubling allegations against him. While reports are not firsthand, they say they are taking them very seriously. NBC4 wasn't able to verify the alleged claims. The Cesar Chavez Foundation says it is shocked and saddened, describing the claims as allegations of sexual misconduct during Chavez's time as UFW president. Both sides say they are setting up a confidential process for potential victims to come forward.
Loved ones of a Manhattan Beach teenager killed along the roadway in a hit-and-run collision last year rallied today, calling for accountability, not just for the person accused of hitting him, but also for civic leaders when it comes to making improvements along this roadway. The team's name, Ford Savella. He was 18 years old, a Mira Costa High School senior, killed as he was pulling into the Taco Bell parking lot. The person accused of killing him does face murder charges. However, the focus is also on improvements to Sepulveda Boulevard, which is also PCH. According to Manhattan Beach city officials, they are trying to work on funds and resources to make the improvements they would like to see along the roadway. Caltrans says they are focused on the issue.
I'm Christian Cáceres in Highland, where this senior center is one of dozens of sites across San Bernardino County operating as a cooling center and also a big relief for seniors. Today, dozens of senior citizens from this community celebrated St. Patrick's Day with the AC blasting as temperatures rose into the upper 90s. Behind the scenes, the director of this location also dealing with a 25-year-old AC system that keeps breaking down and is in the process of replacing it.
Her story is a legacy. Her story is local. Her story is global. Her story deserves retelling because her story makes history. Her story.
New at 6, a man from Australia is facing charges after allegedly attacking a TSA agent at LAX. 35-year-old Thomas Bingham was arrested Monday. Airport police say during the attack, Bingham accused the agent of taking his backpack and passport. However, those items were later found at a restaurant they say he visited in Terminal 7. Bingham is being charged with assaulting a federal officer. He's facing up to 8 years in federal prison if convicted.
You are trespassing. Please leave the area. This area is under video surveillance.
That is a sound that neighbors in Eagle Rock are hearing at all hours of the night. It's coming from an alarm system of a nearby business. Our Lolita Lopez spent the day in Eagle Rock to hear more about how those neighbors are now fighting back.
You are trespassing. Please leave the area.
This is what some neighbors in Eagle Rock say they hear day and night.
11 at night, just as you're trying to get to bed. 1 in the morning. 3 in the morning.
This man, who did not want his face or name shown, says the sound is coming from mobile surveillance trailers equipped with cameras and speakers at the now shuttered Sparkletts bottling plant on Lincoln Avenue.
This area is under video surveillance.
This video shared with NBC4 comes from a homeowner who supports this petition signed Your Sleep-Deprived Neighbors, asking the business to turn off the alarm.
Maybe they're worried about people moving into an empty lot and living there and so on. I know LA is a homeless problem. I understand, but at the same time, the people who live here, the people who have homes, are being disturbed every single night.
When I first heard it, I was a little spooked, you know.
Eduardo Ramirez says he last heard the alarm at 5 this morning and is among other neighbors who were taken aback at first, but have now gotten used to it.
I feel comfortable, like maybe it's just like someone breaking in or something. Like it could scare off like other people who's trying to get into the perimeter and stuff like that.
The Moorish Revival building has been nominated as an historic cultural monument, according to the Los Angeles Conservancy, after it closed due to consolidation. We reached out to Primo Brands, which owns Sparkletts, by email about what will happen to the building and if they will respond to neighbors' concerns with the security messaging system. We did not receive a response.
I want this area to be safe. I don't want empty lots to get taken over or anything like that. I mean, I live here, I care about it. But the quality of life here isn't just about security. It is about being able to sleep at night.
In Eagle Rock, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
The LA County Board of Supervisors has approved an ordinance that'll make it harder for some tenants in unincorporated areas of LA County to be evicted. Renters must now be at least 2 months behind on their rent before landlords can begin the eviction process. Prior to that, it was 1 month of missed rent. Again, this will only apply to unincorporated areas in LA County and is intended to help communities who lost pay due to immigration raids.
LA County Health Department is warning about something that could be in your refrigerator. Officials say there's an E. coli outbreak linked to raw farm cheddar cheese. The FDA reports 7 cases, including 5 in California, 2 of those in LA County. Raw Farm disputes the findings and is not issuing a recall. The company says its products go through rigorous testing, and they have not received any complaints from customers.
Time for another check of our weather as we take a live look out from San Pedro. Looks nice and cool out there, though it's not much cooler at the coast today as we wind down a hot day that saw several records broken.
Our meteorologist, Melissa McGee, has more in the first alert forecast. I was thinking when you said it's nice and cool out there, thinking, really? What's the temperature out there?
Looks nice and cool, but looks can be deceiving.
Yeah. Very deceiving today. I mean, a lot of sunshine today, Jonathan and Colleen, but these temperatures close to the water in the 90s. Even Santa Monica had a high today of 92 degrees. So not a whole lot of relief across our communities today. Outside we go. We're looking live at downtown on this Tuesday. Currently for the Basin, we're coming in at 91 degrees. We had record heat as well for Los Angeles. Overnight tonight, we've got a mostly clear sky. It's going to be mild. We've got a southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the overnight low dipping down to 64 degrees. Then as we head out on our Wednesday, it's sunny and hot. Records possible once again with a high temperature coming in at 96. Looking at these numbers, the heat continues. 96 degrees in Riverside. We've got 99 in San Bernardino. Currently in Santa Clarita and at 94 and 96. There you go. Hot degrees there in Long Beach at this hour. As we look at satellite and radar, you can see we've got a mostly clear sky across our region. This is dangerous heat because this ridge of high pressure that's out in the Pacific, it's not budging anytime soon. So it just pumps in all of this hot air across our region and it really compresses and heats up at the surface. So you can see the jet stream lifting all the way up to the north. You're looking for the moisture. It's to the north of that jet stream out across areas in the Pacific Northwest. Then it kind of moves out across our region, pressing in across the Midwest and portions of the upper Midwest. So the heat keeps on building across much of our region. That's why the heat alerts are going to stay up. In fact, they will not come down until 8 p.m. on Friday. So the pink, that's an indication of an extreme heat warning, and the orange, that's a heat advisory for our region. Temperatures in the upper 90s and above 100 degrees. I want to show you the evening planner for the Inland Empire because as we get close to the midnight hour, mostly clear sky. Look at this, a temperature of 72 degrees. That's probably warmer than the typical high for this time of year. Here's the issue with these overnight lows, even as you wake up tomorrow morning, is that there's not a lot of relief in the sense that it's hot during the day and then it's still warm at night. So the body really doesn't have a chance to recover from this. Overnight lows, 3 a.m. 68. You wake up 8 a.m. We've got a temperature already of 69 degrees, close to our typical high for this time of year. High temperatures tomorrow, 100 in West Covina, 101 in San Bernardino, and 93 the high temperature there in Irvine. Here's your forecast for the Basin in Orange County and the coast. The Basin in at 96, upper 90s for you on your Thursday. Friday, the first day of spring, feels like summer, a temperature of 98. Numbers do cool a little bit as this ridge of high pressure flattens out this upcoming weekend. And the next week, the lower 80s will be on the way. 80s for the coast the next few days here. Valley's in at 99. We've got that triple digit heat for the IE Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then we're down into the 90s as we head into our Saturday and Sunday. Upper 80s will be returning rather as we head into next Monday and Tuesday. High desert 94, a lot of sunshine on the way for the low desert, well above 100 degrees tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and it's not until next Monday and Tuesday we're down into the 90s. So we'll start to see a break, but it's going to come in waves across the region. 70s on the way for the mountains tomorrow, then you're up into the 80s Thursday, Friday.
Farrell is stepping into a new role that's very close to his heart. He's been named an LA World Cup 2026 Community Ambassador. He's been hyping up the U.S. men's national team for years now, all going back to when he crashed this fan event at the World Cup in Brazil back in 2014. Farrell will work with the host committee's efforts to welcome visitors from around the world to Los Angeles. He's a lifelong soccer fan, and he's a co-owner of LAFC.
All right, the pets at Pasadena Humane are sporting their finest green bandanas, hoping today is their lucky day. Pasadena Humane featuring a pot of gold promotion offering discounted adoptions this St. Patty's Day and all week. They range from $25 to free. If you're interested, you have until Sunday to take advantage of the discounts.
Paul McCartney is coming to perform in Los Angeles later this month. Sir Paul, the one, the only, will be performing 2 nights at the Fonda Theater, March 27th and 28th. This will mark his first live concerts since ending his 2025 tour, where he actually skipped touring in LA. It's okay. Fans can get tickets through the Access ticketing website, and I understand Mario's got us covered.
Well, it's such a small venue. I'm surprised at the Fonda Theater.
I thought the same thing. It's a great venue, but it is tiny, especially for a lot of Paul fans.
It's going to be intimate. That'd be great.
Maybe if you put your green tie back on.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Move into the Rose Bowl or something.
All right. Next on the NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas, a top Trump counterterror official resigns over the war with Iran. NBC Nightly News begins right now.